Hello and welcome to a new Trippy Guides video.
In this new video, I'm going to share a detailed day-by-day itinerary for your next trip to the gorgeous country of Thailand in Southeast Asia.
Now a day-by-day vlog of my Thailand trip is already uploaded on the YouTube channel, so do check them out for more details. Also in this trip, we are only covering Krabi, but when I came to Thailand in 2018, I did Krabi plus Bangkok. So I'm just going to mix both these trips and give you a sample itinerary that you can use. Thailand is basically very diverse and there are a lot of things to do in the northern part of Thailand, southern part of Thailand, East Thailand. So I'll try and give you a good sample itinerary for your first time visit to Thailand. On your day one, you can land in Bangkok, which is the capital and also the largest city of this country. Now, Bangkok has direct flights from most of the international locations, so you can arrive in Bangkok and then rest for the day or just chill around your hotel and get a glimpse of Bangkok. Your day 2 in Bangkok would be all about temple sightseeing. The main religion in Thailand is Buddhism, so you'll find a lot of Buddhist temples in this country. There are more than 40,000 of them, and only in Bangkok there are more than 400 temples. So you can start your day 2 by visiting the most famous one, which is the Grand Palace Complex, which also has the temple of the Emerald Buddha. And then you can visit Wat Pho, or the temple of the reclining golden Buddha. So Wat in Thai means temple, so you will find a lot of Wat Phos and like lot of similarly named temples. Also carry a wraparound with you, because if you plan to visit temples, then they won't allow you if your knees or your shoulder are showing. You can also buy or rent one at the temples, but it's always good to carry one of your own. And you can end your day by doing the river cruise on the Kayo Phraya or the Chayo Phraya river. I'm not sure how to pronounce it right, but it's a nice way to get a glimpse of Bangkok in the night. Day 3 of your trip should be reserved for shopping. So if you're coming to Thailand, and especially if you're coming to Bangkok, then make sure that you set aside some money for shopping. There's a lot of cheap and good shopping that you can do in Bangkok. So there are different malls. For example, you can visit the MBK mall, you can visit the Siam mall, and if you're in Bangkok for the weekend, then you can also visit the Chatuchak market, which is basically like a flea market with more than 15,000 stalls, and you can do a lot of good shopping there. Also, you have the famous floating market in Bangkok, but from what I have read, it's quite commercialized and very expensive. So basically you rent a boat and then they take you around this area, and there are other shops which are on different boats, and then while sitting on the boat and doing a cruise, you can shop for products. But in my opinion, I think you can give it a miss and instead stick to Chatuchak market or the different malls of Bangkok. But make sure that you bargain at each and every place, and you'll get a lot of good quality and decent products. You'll find different kinds of items. You can buy apparels, footwear, bags, a lot of home decor items, lot of skincare products like creams, and also Thailand is known for its massage balms and massage creams that you can use when you have headache or pain. So that is also something that you can definitely buy when you're here. If you have one additional day in Bangkok, then you can consider taking a trip to the temple city of Ayutthaya, which is around 80 kilometers away from Bangkok. Or you can also visit the safari world and see the many birds and animals that are in this nature park. Now for your day 4 in Thailand, you have two options. Either you can visit the northern part of Thailand for its lush green mountain areas and elephant sanctuaries, or you can come down to South Island, which is very famous for its scenic beaches, which is where I am right now. So if you are planning a trip to up north, then there are places like Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai, which has a few famous temples and mountain areas and famous elephant sanctuaries where you can bathe the elephant and also feed the elephants. But because I have only been to the southern part of Thailand, so I'm just going to stick to those areas for this itinerary. In South Thailand, you have two options. You can either make Phuket as your base or Krabi as your base. So how do you decide between Phuket and Krabi? Well, Phuket is known for its vibrant nightlife, There are a lot of walking streets in Phuket, in which you will find a lot of adult shows. So if you are looking for some place that has a vibrant nightlife and some scenic beaches as well, so for example, the Patong beach is quite famous in Phuket, then you can make Phuket as your base. But if you are someone who prefers a little bit of quiet area, a little bit of scenic areas and away from the crowds, then Krabi is what you should definitely consider, and it's absolutely my favorite. I've stayed in Aonang area of Krabi. So basically Krabi is a province and Aonang lies under the Krabi province, and it's undoubtedly one of my most favorite areas to stay at. But the itinerary that I'm going to share, you can follow the same itinerary by staying at Phuket as well, because the island trips from Krabi are similar to the island trips that you can take when you're in Phuket. And to reach Phuket or Krabi from Bangkok, you can take a domestic flight. The domestic flights here are quite cheap, or you can also take a bus, but that's just going to take some time to reach. So I would recommend that instead you save on some time and fly, and you can spend your day just relaxing around your hotel and visiting the Aonang beach. Make sure that your hotel is at walking distance from the Aonang beach, because most of the boat tours and most of the happening things are around the Aonang beach area. On day 5, you can take a full day trip to Phi Phi Islands, which is undoubtedly one of the most famous and one of the most beautiful group of islands in Thailand. Group of 6 islands in the Andaman Sea, and they are known for their white sandy beaches, crystal clear turquoise water, very good coral and marine life, very good for snorkeling as well, and some of the most beautiful and pristine beaches in Thailand. Phi Phi Islands became really famous when the movie The Beach was released, featuring Leonardo DiCaprio, because that movie was shot in Maya Bay. We paid around 3,300 baht for the two of us, so roughly around 8,200 Indian rupees. And it's going to be a full day tour. The tour will last till like 5 p.m. We booked our trip with Sea Eagle Tours on getyourguide.com. Most of these travel companies, they'll pick you from your hotel.
You'll be picked up from your hotel before 9 am and get dropped at Hut Noparat Thara, from where most island tours depart. Carry 400 baht per person in cash to deposit here as the island conservation fee. This was over and above the 3,300 baht that we had already paid. You'll be given life jacket, snorkeling gears, and also there'll be ample supply of water and cold drinks on the boat. Be careful every time you get on the speedboat, as it gets wobbly due to the waves, and also you'll have to remove your slippers and wash all the sand off from it before heading inside. So make sure to wear waterproof footwear. After 45 minutes of speedboat ride, you'll reach the first island of the tour.
The first place that you might come is this beach that you see behind me, which is the Maya Bay, the most popular spot in this group of islands, and it's only open during a few months of the year, and it's closed for restoration for the remaining months. You're not allowed to swim over here. You can just walk around on the beach and chill on the beach, and you can't even like go deep in the water for clicking a picture.
You'll get around 45 minutes to spend at Maya Bay. So click pictures, walk on the perfect white sandy beach, and soak in the beauty of this place before heading back to your boat.
So your second stop in the Phi Phi Island tours would be this breathtaking place that you see behind me, which is the Pile Lagoon, and it's around 10 minutes from Maya Bay, and they dock the boat here, and you can get in the water and swim. And in case if you don't know swimming, then you can even get a life jacket and get in the water. Hands down, one of the most breathtaking spots in Thailand is Pile Lagoon. So after spending time at the Pile Lagoon, we went to see the Vikings Cave, which is just like a short 5-minute boat ride away. You cannot go inside the cave, you can just see it from the boat and click pictures. Inside the cave, there are a lot of paintings of ships, and including Viking ship, and it's apparently believed that these paintings were made by sailors who took shelter in those caves. From there, then we went to this place called the Monkey Beach. There were just a lot of like monkeys in that area. Again, you cannot like get down, you can just see from the boat, see the cute monkeys jumping around. After that, again, it was a short boat ride to this place, which is the Phi Phi Don Island, which is apparently one of the biggest islands in this chain, and there are a lot of resorts also at this place. So in case if you want to stay in the Phi Phi Islands, then you can check out the places here. They'll basically bring you for lunch at this place, and you can come here. They'll give you an hour to have lunch. They had arranged a good buffet lunch for us. There was some Thai food, there was rice, there was some Italian food. So all in all, a good lunch. There are a few cafes as well.
During the entire day, I found just one place, the cafe at Phi Phi Don, where I could charge my phone. So plan accordingly. After Phi Phi Don, you'll be taken for snorkeling at another scenic spot, Lanta Bay. They gave us 45 minutes and snorkeling gears to go see the colorful fishes. You'll be served fresh fruits on the boat and then head to the last island of the day, Bamboo Island. Picture perfect island where you get to spend more than an hour as you snorkel, swim and laze around on the beach. Don't forget to click pictures with the various long-tail boats parked over here. After 30 minutes of boat ride, you'll finally be dropped back to Aonang by 4:30 pm. At the end of the journey, they'll ask you for some tips, so carry some cash in case you wish to tip them. It's not mandatory but always good to give as a small token of appreciation. The tour company arranges hotel drop for everyone, which is super convenient as you end a hectic but super fun day at the PP Islands.
On day 6, you can take a relaxing day trip to the Railay beach, and to reach this place, you have to take a 15 minutes long tail boat ride. So you go to the Aonang pier and then you pay an entry fee of 200 baht round trip for one person. And then once they have like 7 to 8 people for one boat, then they make you sit on the boat, and then after a 15-minute scenic boat ride, you reach this beautiful beach called the Railay beach. So this beach is actually part of this area called the Railay Peninsula, and there are 4 beaches here: Railay West Beach, Railay East Beach, Tonsai Beach, and then the Phranang Beach. So Phranang Beach is where I am right now, this beautiful beach. So boats from Aonang will dock at Railay West Beach. In my opinion, it felt a little commercialized. There were just too many cafes, too many restaurants, a lot of people. The Railay East Beach is not good for swimming. There are mainly like mangroves and trees that are growing in that area. So if you want to swim, then either you stay at the Railay West or you come to the Phranang Beach. The other beach, which is the Tonsai Beach, you have to do a small hike of like 10 minutes. A little tricky, not very difficult to reach that Tonsai Beach. One of the main reasons why this peninsula or why this beach is popular is because of rock climbing. So you see these huge limestone cliffs behind me. These are very popular amongst rock climbers, and you'll see a lot of people trying to make their way up to the top. You can pay a fee of 1500 to 1800 baht, and you can also try making your way to the top. There are people here who will help you. They have the proper harness, they'll give you proper shoes, t-shirts and everything, so all that is sorted. There are a few other attractions here as well. For example, you have the Diamond Cave or the Phranang Nai Cave. In my opinion, you can definitely give it a miss. It's a very small cave, and again you have to pay an entry fee of 100 baht because it's part of a protected area, and it's mainly just like different formations of the limestone which gives it the appearance of diamonds hanging from the cliff. And you'll also see some bats in the cave, so not a must do thing. Honestly, my experience थोड़ा underwhelming experience था. इतना सा काफ़ी छोटा केव है, एंड ऐसा कुछ बहुत स्पेक्टेकुलर देखने के लिए नहीं है, for which you need to pay 200 baht. बहुत ज़्यादा एंट्री फी नहीं है, but I think you can definitely give this a miss.
You can also visit the Phranang Cave or the Fertility Princess Cave at the Phranang Beach, which is definitely a unique sight.
There's also a viewpoint here. We found that viewpoint on the way when we were walking from the Railay West to the Phranang beach. It is definitely a steep hike, but apparently the views from up top are spectacular, so that is another thing that you can do. Also be on the lookout for monkeys. There are a lot of monkeys in this area. There are a lot of monitor lizards in this area. We saw some huge monitor lizards.
I would highly recommend spending the entire day at the beach here instead of just a few hours. Walk all the way to the end of the Phranang beach, where you can find a nice spot in the shade to relax with scenic views of the limestone cliff, and then take a dip in the cool waters or kayak your way around the area.
बहुत ही ज़्यादा सुंदर views हैं and काफ़ी peaceful है, लोग हैं, but because it's such a like large area, especially at this side, when you come to this side of the beach, तो इतना पता नहीं चल रहा है. So when you're coming here, just walk a few steps and come to the last, like come to the end of the Phranang beach, and यहाँ पे आपको काफ़ी peaceful area मिल जाएगा, and people are kayaking here as well. So of course, like lot of options, like I already told you, kayaking, rock climbing, just or relaxing on the beach, or swimming in the waters, or paddle boarding. So a lot of options for you to do. So all in all, it will be a good day out for your day 6. And once you are done exploring this area, then go back to the long tail boat, show them your ticket, and then you can head back to the Aonang beach for a beautiful sunset. I think the sunset from Aonang beaches are one of the most beautiful sunsets I have ever seen. So make sure that you catch at least a couple of them when you are here in Krabi. The last long tail boat that leaves from Railay for Aonang is at 6:30 p.m. तो make sure कि आप 6:30 p.m. तक अपना कोई भी boat वहाँ पे जाके boat कर लो.
As the water recedes in the evening, you might have to wade through knee-deep water to get in the boat. Soak in the sunset at Aonang beach and then witness the spectacular fire show that the locals put up for you, free of cost. But make sure you tip them at the end, as they do some incredible tricks with the fire for almost an hour. This fire show happens almost every other evening at the beach. Later, indulge in some shopping at the beachfront area and then try some delicious Thai cuisine as you end your day 6.
On day 7 of your Thailand trip, you can take another island tour. There are a lot of options. So one is you can take a trip to the James Bond Island, where they'll take you to this place where the movie The Man with the Golden Gun was shot, and you can pose with the limestone cliff in the background. And then they'll also take you canoeing under the Tulu Cave. So that is a very good experience because you have to like bend down and then go inside the caves, and you come out on the at the other end and you see some spectacular views of the lagoon. The next option is you can go for a 4-island tour. So the 4 islands are much closer to Ao Nang as compared to Phi Phi. So as the name suggests, they'll take you on a trip to 4 islands, like the Chicken Island, which is where I am right now, and then the Koh Poda Island, and then the Koh Gai and the Koh Tub Island. So basically a group of 4 islands, and the 4 islands are known for their white sandy beaches and pristine clear water, which is something that I can guarantee. The water here is so clear, and there are few sandbars that you can actually walk on when there's low tide that connects one island to the other, and that is definitely a very interesting experience. The other option is you can go for a trip of the Hong Islands. So the Hong Islands are a little more secluded and a little more less frequented by visitors, but are absolutely breathtaking. And for taking these tours, you have different options. One is you can book a group tour in which they'll take you on a speedboat, and you'll be with like 15-20 other people. And the speedboat is a much faster way to reach these islands. You'll have limited time at each island, and you will be with a lot of people. The other option is you can book a private tour, which is what we have done for today. And on a private tour, they'll generally take you on these luxurious long tail boats, and you'll have the boat just for you and your partner, or you and your family, and that is definitely a very different and peaceful experience. And you can customize the entire day as per your pace. So we are doing a combined trip of the 4 islands and the Hong Island, so it's going to be like a long day trip today.
You'll get picked up from your hotel by 9 am and they'll bring you to Hat Noparat Thara, where your luxurious speedboat will be waiting for you. You will first visit the 4 islands and then the Hong Islands. After just 10 minutes boat ride, you'll reach the very first island.
So this is the very first stop on our island tour today, which is the Phra Nang Cave beach.
It's the same beach that you would have visited as part of your Railway trip a day before. So you can choose to not spend your time here and just admire the beach from a distance and click pictures.
So this is the next stop for the day today, which is the Koh Tap Island, and the water here is so clear. It's turquoise blue water, and we can see fishes, like there are fishes swimming right around me as well. The water is so clear.
It is also at Koh Tap, where during low tide you can walk on a sandbar that connects it to Koh More Island. A very unique experience for sure.
After spending some time at the Tap Island, the gorgeous Tap Island, we are now going to just quickly go to the Chicken Island. So we are at the Chicken Island, and as you can see from the shape of the limestone cliff, that it resembles the head of a chicken, and that's how it got its name.
The boat will be docked near this island, and you can take the snorkeling gears and get in the water to swim with colorful fishes. You can spend as much time as you wish exploring this area. Your next stop would be the secluded Hong group of islands, but your first stop will be the beautiful Koh Lao Lading Island. It is hands down one of the most beautiful beach that I have seen. The sheltered beach here is so small that you can walk from one end to the other in less than 5 minutes.
It's a very small beach, so you can actually see it from here, like this small stretch of sandy beach, and then the limestone cliffs at both the ends.
You get to spend an hour here as your guide will set up a picnic fruit basket on the beach. Perfect relaxation as you enjoy fresh fruits and a dip in the cool, clear water. Just look at the clarity of water here as you can see colorful fishes right from the shoreline. It will then take 45 minutes to reach Hong Lagoon. Make sure to capture the moment your boat enters the lagoon. A sight to behold for sure.
You basically enter this lagoon, and it's like a closed room. Like all around you there are these huge limestone cliffs, and you'll also feel the cooling effect as you're entering the lagoon and within the lagoon itself, and then they'll take you for a round inside the lagoon. It was so scenic and so peaceful and so cool. From Hong Lagoon we have come to the second island where we are going to have lunch, which is the Park Bia Island.
At the last island, a picnic lunch will be set up for you as per your food preference. We were served delicious fish, chicken curry, veggies, rice, and a traditional Thai dessert along with some cool drinks. Like the other islands you would have visited today, Park Bia is also a very small island with some nice picturesque spots and also a sandbar. You get to spend some quality time here before you board the boat back to Ao Nang. We were dropped back at Ao Nang by 4:30 p.m. from where again hotel drop was arranged for us.
And we had booked this trip with Krabi Castaway Tours. I had booked it directly through their website, and they were really cooperative right from me sending them the query, and then the entire booking process, and then them picking us up from today morning to the entire tour experience has been just wonderful. I would highly recommend Krabi Castaway Tours. I think they only organize private tours, and the private tours in general are expensive. And today's trip costed us around 10,000 baht, which includes the national park entrance fee for both the Hong Islands and the four islands. Of course, like I said, it's a little expensive. It includes lunch, pickup, drop, and the entire day out with them. But I would definitely recommend that if you're coming here, then try and get an experience of both a group tour and a private tour, because that will give you a very different experience, and you will be able to, like I already told you, and you will be able to like customize your day according to your pace. No rushing, no being with a lot of people, and then they'll also take you to some hidden spots for snorkeling and swimming, and then bring you to these small islands where there aren't a lot of people.
You can clearly feel the difference between PP Islands and Hong Islands, as you'll mostly find a handful of private longtail boats parked at each beach here compared to the big groups of speedboats at PP. Your last day in Thailand should be a relaxing one as you explore some hidden gems of Krabi.
We'll rent a two-wheeler for the day and just explore some nearby beaches and just see what all is there around this area. And we've rented this for 200 baht, just 200 baht for one day, which is a very good deal. And we deposited 3,000 baht as a security deposit, which is fully refundable because we did not want to give our passport. If we gave our passport, original passport, then they did not need the 3,000 baht.
There are multiple vehicle rental stores you'll find in Ao Nang, so you can compare the different options and choose the best one for you. You don't need an IDP, just your passport and driving license. Also, the drive is the same as in India, left-hand side driving. You can explore some other beaches of Krabi, starting with Klong Muang Beach, which is just 30 minutes drive away from Ao Nang. There are multiple restaurants and cafes located right on the beach, so you can grab a meal with a nice view and walk around the beach. Top Kayak Beach is another quiet beach located just 10 minutes away from Klong Muang. It's such a peaceful little beach that you can definitely spend a relaxing day here with a view of the many limestone cliffs jutting out of the water. Ride back to Ao Nang to catch your last sunset of this trip and then return your two-wheeler after filling petrol to full tank. Spend few hours shopping around at the beachfront area. Some items I would highly recommend are clothes and footwear at reasonable rates, especially t-shirts with printed elephants and Buddhas, bags, scented soap bars and massage balms. End your trip by indulging in the famous Thai massage at Radoram Spa. Your trip is incomplete without experiencing at least one session of these massages. If you don't want to visit more beaches, then the other option for this day would be to visit the Emerald Pool, Hot Springs and the Tiger Cave Temple. You can book a tour through Get Your Guide or just ride to these places on your two-wheeler.
On the last day of your trip, you'll say goodbye to the gorgeous country of Thailand and take a return flight back to your home country.
I hope this video will help you as you plan your next trip to Thailand. Do check out my comprehensive Thailand travel guide for all the other deeds such as budget, currency, visa details, and some super helpful tips to make this trip a memorable one.
So this was all the information that I wanted to share with you, and I hope it will help you plan your next trip to this beautiful country of Thailand. And I would definitely recommend that you add this country to your bucket list. If you have any questions or feedback, do let me know in the comment section below. And I'll see you all from another country very soon. So till then, take care, happy traveling, and see you all.